Hello and welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Worst, a podcast where we watch movie trilogies and decide which movie makes you want to say, Kal-El, no! I'm your host, Griner, and joining me tonight...
My name's Luke Morgan, and maybe being a decent person is the real punk rock.
Lame, I'm the one thing that liberals and conservatives could agree on. That's that I am Mr. Terrific.
Nice. So, of course, we are covering Superman. Now, this is not really a traditional trilogy, I suppose. It's three, I don't know, would you call it three attempts to establish a Superman universe, a DCU,
Superman,
if you will?
The Superman Reboot, the Superman Rebirth trilogy.
Two of them are. One of them I didn't realize was a sequel to another movie.
Technically.
It's a sequel to a movie that didn't exist, though, really, right?
No, it's a sequel to Superman 2.
A sequel to a movie with a different actor from a whole generation
30 years
before.
Ago.
Yeah. But it's like a direct continuation of it. So it's like it's one of those reboot sequel things.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, Superman has a bit of a weird history in cinema. I feel like everybody knows the Superman theme. Like, it's kind of ubiquitous. There's been like quite a lot of Superman movies out there. Were you guys ever big Superman fans, Luke?
Believe it or not, despite my cape and everything, I was never a really big Superman fan. I had seen all three of these films in the cinema when they released. I don't know. I've always been more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy, and I've always had that opinion. And I think it was like the internet had ingrained in me that Superman was lame. You know, like how cool can Superman be when he's pretty flawless? Like, he can beat anybody. He can reverse time by spinning around the world. Like he can't be an interesting character. But yeah, never really a big Superman fan.
Yeah, and the movies all kind of reflect that dilemma, I think, where everyone is trying to attempt to be like, how do we make this uninteresting character interesting? And they're all interesting in their own way for trying. I'm the same. I've never had any interest or exposure. I think the earliest exposure was that Nintendo 64 Superman game, the notoriously bad one.
Yep.
Great one.
But I just remember watching my brother play it, and at the time being like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, I think similar to you, Luke, it's just he always seemed like a pretty uninteresting character, but the Richard Donner movies were just obviously way before our time, so I never saw them. And yeah, I guess by the time I was old enough to start watching superhero movies, Marvel was kicking off. Like X-Men in 2000, I would have been 7. And so it just really was never, and I didn't read comic books as a kid, so I just never had a reason for it to be exposed to it in my life.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, watching Superman Returns, it did strike me low. Just a quick shout out, like John Williams is amazing. Like these iconic themes he's created, like there's so many iconic themes that he's responsible for. Where you can't really argue that he's one of the best composers. Like it's crazy just how many iconic theme songs he's done. You know, like Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Home Alone. Conan, you love the Home Alone score, and Superman. Like they're all iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need to talk about that.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I remember when I was younger, I was really into Lois and Clark. Do you guys know that show?
I know of it. I never watched it.
Yeah.
Wait, there was another. What? You mean Smallville?
No. There was a TV show called Lois and Clark. It was about adult. You know, it wasn't teenage Superman. It was adult Superman. It was mostly a drama. It was pretty okay. I remember as like a 5-year-old, I think I was watching it, and then I got really into Smallville too. Actually, I quite enjoyed Smallville for a good few seasons.
That show went on forever.
Yeah, it went on far too long, and I didn't watch it through to the end by any means. But I eventually grew to have that same opinion, Luke, that like Superman's kind of boring. He's infallible. How do you make this character interesting? But despite that, remember seeing these movies all in the cinema as well.
Same.
I think I always wanted. I mean, there was a time when lots of people were keen for superhero films before we all got burnt out on MCU. You know, superhero films were kind of a little bit unique. You know, they weren't everywhere. Superman was one of the few ones that kept getting made and was successful.
It was the comic book name. Like, it was the marquee name. Where Superman was more popular than any comic character.
Yeah, and then I remember when Man of Steel released, it was like, oh, this is the DCU, and we weren't burnt out on the MCU yet, so I was kind of like, yeah, let's have competing CUs. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was an exciting time for movies, right? Yeah, we'll have these two great corporations battling, and 2013. We'd only had the MCU for like 5 years at that point, so everyone was still pretty happy on it. Oh yeah, I remember seeing Man of Steel in the movies. And I remember rewatching this, and I'm like, oh yeah. Like, my wife was like, oh, I've seen this. And then I was like, kind of put it together, like, yeah, we did see it at that time. And yeah, I know it's weird. It's different watching them now after the fact, I guess.
Had either of you seen it a second time, or just that original release when it had come out?
No, I think just the original time.
Yeah, just the one.
It's actually on TV quite a bit, and I think my wife might have watched it a few times while I was in the room, but was not actively participating in that viewing. It was viewing that was thrust upon me, and not one that I chose to be a part of. All right, before we kick off into the movies, let's get into some stats.
Stats.
Superman Returns came out in 2006, had a budget of $270 million, made $391 million at the box office, and had a critical reception of 72 on Metacritic. Man of Steel 2013, $225 million budget, $670 million at the box office, 55 Metacritic score. And Superman 2025, $225 million budget, $409 million box office after 2 weeks. Pretty new movie, not been out too long. And a critical reception of 68 on Metacritic.
Projected to finish around 750, I believe. They're estimating. Yeah. So not bad. Not bad at all.
Interesting that Superman Returns has the biggest budget of these three films.
Yeah, in 2006 money as well. Nearly $300 million. That's shit. That's not much.
You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell watching, but
no. Well, I guess CGI
VFX was expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey asked for a lot to shave his head, I guess.
He was into me. Him and Bryan Singer.
Bryan Singer. What a non-controversial movie.
They had a good business going on, those two.
Yeah. You must give me $100 million.
Yep. Anyway.
Yep. All right, let's get into it. Superman Returns. Superman returns to Earth after spending 5 years in space examining his home world, Krypton. But he finds that things have changed while he was gone, and he must once again prove himself important to the world. What do you guys think of Brandon Routh?
So, did you guys know anything about him before this?
Absolutely not.
Not before this, but I've watched him in other stuff since this had come out. And I always remember being like, oh, that was the guy that was in that Superman movie I watched at the cinema. But yeah, like he was in this TV show Chuck, which I was strangely a big fan of. I believe he was Adam in Legends of Tomorrow, whatever that, with the Flash, like DC.
Yeah, yep.
CW.
Oh, yeah.
His role in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is amazing. Like it's a great character and kind of a play on Superman already. It's really good.
See, my work colleague reminded me that he was the vegan, and I was like, oh yeah, I know that guy, but you'd completely forgotten about him from anything else. Apparently, he does the voice in Magic the Gathering Arena. That's fun.
Yes, he does. He does a lot of voices, this guy.
Yeah.
He's really fallen down the well a bit.
Yeah, hey, he has not had a career after this though. But
I mean, his IMDb page is kind of long. Like he's not.
Sorry,
is he the biggest star in the world? Absolutely not. Is he a probably okay paid actor who is currently working? Absolutely, I think.
This was his last leading man role, though, I feel
sorry. He has been working, you're right, but like, I don't know, when someone's making 3, 4, 5 projects a year and they're all poorly rated, it's like maybe he's not getting paid much for any of them and it is a struggle. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, what I mean is that he has not had the prestigious or illustrious career after this, Guy playing Superman, like,
we like you, Brandon, if you're listening. We like you. Like, come on the show if you
I love your work as a vegan, yeah.
Yeah.
As in, I mean, what's the Christopher Reeve is a household name, and obviously there's a lot more to it than that. But like, to why he's so popular, But it's still, yeah, like Brandon Routh is truly this forgotten figure. Like I don't think anybody could tell you who he is, if unless they're like us, and even unless they're podcasters or into movies, and we'd all forgotten.
Is this movie to blame?
I would say so. Like I'm kind of surprised. I didn't realize it did so badly at the box office. I remember seeing this in the movies. I remember at the time not liking it either. And I don't, I would have been pretty young, but I just remember being like, yeah, it's boring. I don't care for it.
Critically, it's a lot higher than what I expected or remembered to be.
Yeah, and it's having a real like revisionist moment, as they often do. People sort of after Man of Steel and all the bad DC stuff, people are sort of revisiting this and going, "Oh, we didn't have it so bad. It's actually okay."
Yeah.
But yeah, 270 million budget, 391 earnings. That's a loss. Like after marketing, this would be a loss. I didn't realize this. It's kind of surprising to me. Like 2006 is still early on. We'd only had Superman, Spider-Man, and X-Men. Really, the 4 years before this.
Yep.
Maybe this movie showed why the world doesn't need Superman. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Like I think this definitely killed his career or damaged it at least. Definitely
But
damaged.
he hadn't really. He wasn't like a leading man before this. It wasn't like he'd had all these big movies and then this movie killed that. Yeah, it's like this was a big jumping out point.
But do you guys feel like the casting of Superman is a little bit like the casting of Bond? Like there is kind of a little bit of it's a news story in a way that lots of other casting isn't. Do you guys remember this? Like I don't know. I feel like when Henry Cavill was cast as Superman, like that was a story, and even when what's his name, David Corenswet was cast, like that was a story as well. Like the casting of Superman is a thing that people care about for some reason.
It totally is, yeah, and it's like it reminded me of like Logan. What's his name? Hugh Jackman being cast as Wolverine. Right? He wasn't a big star at that moment, and there was a lot of skepticism about this kind of Australian guy coming in and playing the role. And they originally had somebody else set to play Wolverine, and so it was all this controversy of like, can he do it? And
dude, famously, there was so much controversy about Heath Ledger playing Joker. People were like, the dude from A Knight's Tale playing Joker, like this is ridiculous. And it's
Lord of the Things I hate about you,
best comic, best like villain ever.
And so there's always a lot of like skepticism with that follows with that, but often they, these movies sometimes takes chances and they work. And they obviously took a chance with him because he had very little work before this. It was just episodes of TV, so he was kind of like this was his real swing, but. Yeah, I don't think it's his fault. Like he's pretty good in this movie. He's bland, but this whole movie is bland.
Bland, yeah.
It's just nothing happening until something happens towards the end, and then it's like, yeah, I don't know. It feels like we don't even. I don't know. It just felt like we go 15 minutes in this movie before we're even introduced to him, and he doesn't feel like he's that important. Like I feel like Lex Luthor's introduction's a bigger scene that's more memorable. I don't even remember Superman's first scene really. Like, and it's. I don't know. It just feels like he's a side note in his own movie.
It's told from Lois's
mine.
No, it's told from Lex Luthor's perspective. Like he's kind of the protagonist of this movie because it starts with him in the old lady's mansion forging her signature, which I don't think works quite that way, but that's whatever. We'll come back to the politics of it. But the whole movie is kind of his movie, and it is weird. It's just like he is the both the propulsive force, but also kind of the main character. And it's like, how is he going to do what he does? And Superman comes in and becomes the intersperser. But it's strange, yeah. It takes a long time to introduce him. He is very plain, both as Clark, which he's supposed to be, but as Superman. And I had this problem in 2006. I have this problem now. It's the same problem you mentioned, Luke. Like, what do you do with a character like this? A character that is meant to just be a symbol. He's meant to be everything but his humanity. And he's meant to be everything but the character and the person. He's meant to just be a metaphor for the American exceptionalism and like actual goodness that America can do and idealism and stuff. And it's kind of hard to humanize and make a character out of that because and characters are inevitably flawed. And so then if you have a flawed character who's embodying perfection, like you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So how do you have a perfect superhero who's actually a person? Like you just can't. So he's just nothing.
Yeah, in this, like, and they really labour his relationship with Lois Lane. Like, it just becomes kind of that's his struggle for the first half of the movie. Like, he's dealing with coming back, and she's moved on, and she has a kid, which is, could that be his? We'll find out, I guess. But yeah,
Like, he gets outshined though by her new man, James Marsden. Should James Marsden have been Superman?
Do you want Superman to be super charming? I don't know that you like. Clark Kent certainly not.
Well,
but that's what you want.
In
someone to be
7 years, we'll answer that question. In 2013 is my point. It's a spoiler for Man of Steel.
Yes.
Yeah, Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane really sucks. Really bad. I don't know. That was my big,
not terribly interesting.
Because, like you said, there's kind of this sense of like, oh, who's playing Lois and who's playing Superman in the next version? And it's kind of fun to be like, what am I going to get from that? And so looking into this, I was like, Kate Bosworth, who the hell is she? And I looked up her career, and I don't know her from anything. I don't think I've seen any of her stuff, but she is really, really shit in this. She's just...
I feel like she's a name you're supposed to know, but she...
I feel like I know that name, but I don't.
Same.
She's in Barbarian, but yeah, like, she's just not...
I don't even know who she is in that. Like, I love Barbarian. That's the thing.
Melissa, like, yeah.
Yeah, I know the name, but I haven't seen a single thing she's done.
Yep.
And in this, the whole time I was like, man, I am supposed to believe in this love story. But it's a non-character pining for another non-character. It's
not interesting.
Yep.
Lex Luthor's the most interesting person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean all these wigs and
him and Parker Posey, yeah.
Yeah. Parker Posey's really good. She should have been nice.
Yeah, I kind of like Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor in this movie. Like, Lex Luthor is kind of interesting. His plan is kind of very, very goofy, but I guess comic booky at the same time. Like, so that's okay. Like, who's going to want this jagged real estate that he's creating in the middle of the ocean?
It's not great real estate.
It's not exactly prime real estate, but anyway.
Who's buying houses on this thing? But
well, no. So this movie had a lot of foresight. He knew that this is what the future's going to hold.
Yeah.
Where real estate is the real, like, supervillain industry that monsters get into. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to swallow you out of house and home, and you have to come and live in my shitty apartment with mold problems.
That's
like,
right. He became the ultimate villain, a landlord.
That's right. There is no one worse. So it kind of foretold a little bit. Yeah, this movie is very comic booky. It's very like, it's shot really sort of just really plainly. Like, everything is very well lit, and everything is, I guess it's kind of made, I haven't seen the Richard Donner version, so I don't know what that looks like, but it's made to feel like kind of a superhero film, or like the idea of a 50s superhero movie where everything is perfectly lit and everything is really just feels dull because of it. There's no depth or anything. It kind of feels like a TV show almost, and the color palette's very, very bright, and just there's nothing to it. There's no
that's the thing.
There's no take on it, I guess.
It feels old school. It feels like I'm watching an old Superman movie, and it felt like that in 2006 when I watched it. And I was like, oh, these are the comic book movies like my dad likes, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe it is appealing for that. Maybe it's just trying to get the oldies in to be like, oh, look, Superman is back. But
it almost feels like a period piece in a lot of ways. Like, the architecture's all really Art Deco and old, but then they'll have mobile phones and stuff. Like, it's clearly not a period piece, but it just feels almost out of time in some ways to me.
Yes, yeah. And I guess that being a sequel to Superman 2 is exactly that. It's trying to be like it's trying to capture that magic of that and be like, it's trying to capture Gen Xers who saw this and probably loved it, and like, you're finally getting a reboot / sequel to your favorite superhero movies of the 70s. And so I guess as audiences coming into this and being their first superhero movie, it kind of feels really strange because it's continuing a story that we didn't know. And it's tonally set to something different to what has been established. Like, the X-Men movies are very different to this. And even Spider-Man, which is, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2s are very earnest and sort of like, they're not gritty or dark. They're pretty sincere films. But even they feel a little bit more like they've got Raimi's character to them. This just feels like a really weird, soulless thing.
And then Spider-Man 3 is like the darkest film I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's really dark.
True grit, yeah.
So dark.
You know?
It's hardcore.
So moody. But yeah, like I just felt I could not get interested in this movie, like for the whole time. And it's like it's 2.5 hours as well. And it's just I don't know. It was a slog. I feel like once Lex's plan takes over, I was able to enjoy the ride a bit more. Like that final act, I was kind of along for the ride with Superman drowning, getting stabbed. Once they're on the boat, I feel like everything from there, I'm kind of a bit more invested. I felt like I put my phone down. I wasn't paying attention to my phone. Well, first I was just like, I cannot be interested in this. My wife kept being like, "Are you watching this movie? Don't you need to talk about this movie?" I was like, it's just boring me. I like don't know what the hell is going on. Like I'm not invested in this movie. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Like, there's some things that it's got a decent cast to it outside of the two leads. Like I know Sam Huntington as Jimmy Olsen. I really like. He's not like a big actor, but he's on a bunch of projects that I really enjoy him in. Who's the guy who plays Perry, the CEO? I'm blanking on his name.
Frank Langella.
Frank Langella. He's great.
yeah,
Ozzy
it's
Parker
good.
Posey, James Marsden. Like they've got good stuff around it.
And they're all
Just
do an interesting job. Like I like James Marsden in this.
yeah,
Um,
they're definitely trying more than the movie maybe deserves. But yeah, it just does a lot of like weird cutesy things. Like there's that stupid scene where he's like, "Look at this photo," and they say it's a bird, it's a plane, and it's like,
which
ha,
is
ha, ha.
I remembered that from the trailers, like as if there was a big thing, like that they're doing that. The little Chihuahua dog eats the other Chihuahua dog, which is really messed up.
Yeah.
It's like really dark, straight up. I was just like, what is this movie?
Yeah,
What?
I don't.
It's like chewing on his bones. It's got blood on it. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, what happened there? I feel like I missed something. Like there was.
Luther just left it alone for a week or something, so it just ate the other Chihuahua. I have no idea.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Okay, the world, I guess.
What do you think of Superman's son? Feels like a very strange plot point that really doesn't go anywhere. Like it, yeah. Apart from a few feats of strength at convenient times.
Yeah, definitely feels like they're setting up a future movie, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be
Like he murders a dude. He murders a dude with a piano.
That's true.
Straight up murder, and it doesn't faze him at all. Like, it's kind of worrying. That's going to be Dark Superman in the future.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what the timeline there. Like, did Superman knock up Lois right before he left? And then she was like, I better find a man. And James Marsden's like, wow, I got you pregnant on our first date.
Or did she just get pregnant because like Superman was like heat visioning her from outside the house, like looking at her? No, as in like he's always perving through the walls. It's quite creepy, Who knows? Maybe supersede.
Yeah. Is there like mate, did he like race down in between whilst they were doing it?
He could do it quickly
inseminate and then fly out, and James Marsden still thought it was him. Yeah.
Fastest man alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got some questions for that.
Yeah, I mean, how fertile is Superman? Inquiring minds want to know.
Presumably very, yeah. Should he be able
to procreate with human beings, though?
That is another question I had. Yeah, he's an alien, and they're meant to be somewhat compatible. But yeah, if it's super sperm, shouldn't that like shoot straight through whoever he's with?
Could kill her. Could kill.
Yeah, like what if they live for 3 weeks, whereas normal sperms die after 48 hours or something?
Did she give birth to him at that age? He was already a toddler. Like he was, just came running out.
Born 6 years old. Yeah,
flew out of her.
And again, how is Richard Marsden just be okay with this? He's like, yeah, this kid's strange, but I guess I don't know. Does he not have an understanding of biology?
He's like, they say they grow up quick, but I wasn't expecting this.
Some men are okay with getting with a single mother. That's good on James Marsden for
but
taking
he thinks
that kid
it's
under
his
his
son.
wing.
But he thinks it's his son.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? That's right. Yeah.
That's why I kept looking. I was like, is this a stepson situation? But it's not. He thinks it's his.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot. Superman's got a lot to account for, I think.
So does
Made a
Lois.
real mess of this relationship.
Yeah, he has ruined a good man's...
He's a home wrecker. This is home wrecker Superman.
Real piece of shit, yeah. Speaking of things like timelines, well, his speedy abilities. Isn't he meant to be faster than a speeding bullet? Is that not established somewhere?
I'm sure it's
That is what they
pretty
say about him, but it could be hyperbole.
No, it could be, I guess. There is literary techniques. All
Mm.
right, forget my question then.
The bullet hit in the eye. I always remember that. That was used in the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
Just like folding in on his eye.
Superman's speed's actually a real problem in these movies. Like,
Yeah, it
he's
is.
he's always as fast as the writer needs him to be at the time. Like, he's too slow to save someone, but he's fast enough to get to where he needs to be to make the plot move along. Like, it's a bit of a mess. I mean, Superman's powers are just problematic, but anyway.
Yes. The problem, he kind of feels like the same character. Like, Batman really feels like a character that's essentially the answer to Superman. Like, what if we had someone with the same moral dilemma of I can never kill anybody, but I'm really powerful because I have money in that scenario, but I'm not unlimited with my power, and that's just more interesting, you know.
Jeez, Batman's way cooler than Superman. Like,
Whereas, Superman's got this. All the tension comes from that dilemma of like, I can't kill anyone, and we know he could just laser eye anybody, or he could punch through someone's head. But then it becomes a real. There is no dramatic tension in that because he can all. Why can't he just win a fight perfectly? Why can't he? Yeah, the opening scene with the plane thing. I'm like, how is he not able to catch a plane?
Yeah, like, how is he not faster than a falling plane?
Makes zero sense.
Like, he's as fast as he needs to be, but it's inconsistent. It's interesting, actually. Like, the next two movies take different tacts at like trying to make Superman interesting. Like, everybody's having a go at this, and I guess we can see how successful they are. Are we ready to move on to Man of Steel?
let's.
John Williams' score. It's the hottest take I've ever had. I don't like it. It's not good.
Okay, so to my point earlier, I don't disagree with you.
Oh, okay.
No. So I'm not a defender of his score, which is I had this whole argument with myself as I was watching the intro to Superman Returns because I don't think he's the best composer ever, but I think it's hard to say that nobody's been more iconic as creating iconic theme songs.
Yes.
Like, he's got like as creating jingles that are synonymous with them movies. Like, he is the GOAT. Like, nobody can beat him. But as far as scores go, I'm not going to put on any of them movie scores and listen to the whole thing through. But I'll listen to Lord of the Rings or a Hans Zimmer soundtrack like Oppenheimer or something like that, Lion King. But yeah, John Williams can create an iconic theme song, but then that's about it. Nothing memorable from there.
Yeah. I think that's right. Yeah, most iconic without a doubt. But none of his score. Oh, not true. It's probably one too. But really, most of his stuff, I'm just like, I don't care for it really. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Except Home Alone.
I think there's a real skill in like
really
the way he intertwines his themes with each other and the reuse of them to make them so iconic. I think, but that's not something I would listen to on its own.
Yeah. I don't want to be like I'm not saying he's bad. Like, he's obviously.
You think he's a hack? Come on, take a stance.
John Williams isn't a good composer.
He's genuinely untalented. No, I think he's yes, he is very talented, like incredibly skilled, but I just do not like most of his stuff.
And it's something I noticed when watching, I think it was even Harry Potter recently, like his theme songs though, like you could listen to Superman if you'd never somehow heard the Superman theme, I think you could be convinced that that's from Star Wars, like the OG Star Wars.
Oh
soundtrack. And when you hear the Harry Potter 1 theme, you're like, I could see this in Star Wars. Home Alone, I could see this in Star Wars. Like, they're all very similar. He just tunes them.
Like with this when the theme with this played, I was like, is that a reused Star Wars score? And I sort of had this moment of like, and I was like, oh, it's John Williams. Oh no, he composed that. But I double took because I genuinely thought it was an asset from Star Wars.
Especially because it was flying through space. I felt like I was watching an old Star Wars movie.
That's right.
Yep. Sorry, John Williams. Just can't cut it.
Get good.
All right. Man of Steel, 2013. An alien child is evacuated from his dying world and sent to Earth to live among humans. His peace is threatened when other survivors of his home planet invade Earth.
Now, Hans Zimmer nailed the score for this. Like, I love the Man of Steel theme, and I remember I bought this on iTunes for like $30 the album when this movie came out because I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
did.
oh, the score is so good, and I still listen to it every now and again. I think it's very iconic. But yeah, I remember being hyped for this when it came out. Like, I guess it felt similar, a thing of like, oh, Superman's back again, and we're trying it again now that comic book movies are cool. I feel like now I was into comic book movies as opposed to in 2006, which was just random watching a Superman movie. But yeah, and like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know, obviously, I don't think anyone knew much about Henry Cavill before this movie came out. I remember really liking this when I first watched it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like it's got problems. The problems I had with it 10 years ago, I still have with it, and I think are glaring in this movie. But Henry Cavill is a good Superman, I feel like.
One of the best, I think. Yeah, I liked this movie. I liked it a lot less watching it this time, I think, in my opinion. Conan?
Yeah, I know. I remember coming out of this, and my recurring takeaway was starts strong, ends poorly. Um, I enjoy like I thought. Yeah, I remember thinking the stuff on Krypton was really good, and the first part was pretty good, and then the whole final act is bad because
Mm-hmm.
General Zod is a monologuing
Hmm.
vanilla as Taylor Swift villain. Like there's nothing
Great
to it.
actor, great actor.
Michael Shannon, yeah, I love Michael Shannon. He's so
Yeah,
friggin' good.
yeah.
Completely wasted. Definitely brings some charisma and some gravitas, but just a non-character. Yeah, his whole thing is just like I must take over your world. Um, and on this so I never was a huge fan of this. I was always like, it's a case with a lot of Zack Snyder's films. I will defend Watchmen until I die, and I still think Zack Snyder is a genuinely talented director. He just has some. He has some. It is now, yeah. He just has a lot of problems that he can't sort of get past, and I don't even think it's his direction in this. Like, I think the script is pretty shit. But Zack Snyder has also got some problems with this movie. He just can't figure some stuff out, yeah. But I think I don't know, there's something to this. There is a lot of really noble ideas. And so the movie's more interesting to see, like, oh yeah, there is a cool film here somewhere, but it's not
Hmm.
what we got. This rewatch, I was also bored shitless with this.
Yeah, I was pretty bored. I wondered if we need like an origin story for Superman again. I agree. It's kind of nice seeing Krypton fleshed out a little bit because it's something that hasn't been covered a lot at least in the movies. I would have no idea what they do in comic books with Superman. I've never read one, but yeah, I don't know. Seeing him as a kid and like pushing the bus out of the water, and I don't know. Do we need it? Have we not seen that enough in media? I don't know.
We have, and I feel like, yeah, seeing an origin story isn't essential. However, I do feel like the first half of the movie is stronger.
That's right. Like I did enjoy it more than what he ends up doing later on. You're
Like,
right.
I enjoy that stuff more, and I more so than the kid saving the bus sort of thing. I enjoy, like, yeah, him being this nomad that's showing up in different places. Like he's a waiter at a pub. He's like out on the oil rig, and he's like doing these things, and he's like, okay, I've exposed myself in every way. Like I need to now go and do something else and be a different person, basically. And even though it's done very quickly, but Lois Lane sort of tracking him down and talking to all these people that we've seen the vignettes for, I enjoy that aspect of it. I enjoyed Krypton, like Russell Crowe. Oh, I'm a huge Russell Crowe fan, so I
He's
really
good in
liked
this.
him as Jor-El. I think like everything on Krypton is Michael Shannon's best stuff in the movie is like him on that. And this whole, I don't know, obviously they don't go too much into it, but this whole dilemma of like the politicians of Krypton arguing against the military side of like, you're going to destroy our planet. This is like, I don't fully understand what was going on, but there's an interesting aspect to that. And obviously the planet gets destroyed, and
It's kind of like the scientists, the politicians, and the military all at odds of what to do with their
Yeah.
dying
Yeah.
planet. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
and like Kal-El, no, being the last son of Krypton and all that sort of stuff is interesting, like natural born.
Yeah.
I enjoy that stuff, but yeah, I've always had a problem with the third act. I had a problem with the third act when I was a young lad watching this movie for the first time. It's just, and I feel like this is a problem in all of DC's movies, but all of these superpowered DC movies, where it just turns into this huge CGI, people flying, throwing them across a country, smashing through 1,000 buildings. It's like, who did you save? Who did you save? Because it's like the city, it looks apocalyptic.
It
like
does.
The city's in
It
ruins.
does. Yep.
And no bullshit you can come up with. They're like, lucky it's a weekend, everyone's at home in another country. Like nobody's the downtown area is evacuated. Like no one's, it's empty. Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's New York. Like
Yeah.
it's Metropolis. It's ridiculous. And it's just watching it, it's frustrating. It's like they're using it as props. Like they're throwing each other through a building, then going through another one, then through another one. And it's like, shouldn't Superman be like, oh, there's probably people that just got killed, you know? And like, but I'm going to scream and cry over breaking General Zod's neck. But like, I just wiped out a whole city block. Like, I've had such a problem with the third act for so long.
I mean, someone needs to think of the landlords, really.
That's right.
All that property damage.
Yeah.
Is Alien like invasion
and the insurance
covered
companies
under insurance? I don't know if it is.
It's just
Sounds like act of God to me.
honest, hardworking business people are suffering because of it. It's funny that dilemma or that issue kind of became the dominant criticism of this movie and affected where these movies go, because Batman v Superman is kind of a direct response to that.
Yeah.
Because I had this conversation with people back in 2013, was like, why is he just smashing the city? People have died. This is really weird. And then that becomes the entire impetus of Batman v Superman, where it's like Batman witnesses that, and he has the same.
Which I like.
I agree. Really clever way to address it. Like, oh yeah, this Superman they've actually done something with this character that is problematic, and they've got to try to address it. That movie's a hot mess in its own, right? But we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah,
we watched that at the cinema together, Conan.
We did, and I remember coming out, we had a long conversation of like, it's not as bad as everyone says. There is some good stuff here, and I still believe that.
I think I remember, I might be misquoting you, but I think I remember you saying Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor surpasses Heath Ledger's Joker, and I was like, man, that's a hot take. But yeah,
verbatim. No, you
nailed it.
You got that quote exactly right. I've written it down on my wall as inspiration for my life. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird choice that, again, this is the thing with Zack Snyder. He likes action and spectacle. And I think he's gotten lost of realizing, wait a minute, this isn't what Superman should be doing. He's just like, smash some buildings. And when he's doing that on like a movie about 300 Spartans, it's pretty kick-ass.
Yep.
When he's doing it about a movie about a guy who's meant to not kill anybody, it's difficult. But the other problem is just this: there is no story to this movie. Like,
no,
I was kind of shocked watching it. Like, it's 2.5 hours. It was like nothing happens. The first half, so there's Krypton, which is basically a prologue, and then the whole first hour is him jumping, like crawling the country looking for. I don't know what the Fortress of Solitude or whatever it is. And it's thrown with flashbacks of character, but they're like, that's not a story. That's just him looking for something. And then as soon as he's there, he's like, cool, I've got to go stop General Zod now. And General Zod's there. And then the whole second half
is the whole plot. Like
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the whole second half of the movie basically is Zod just being like, you're going to die now. I'm going to destroy your city. It's really weird. There is no story or narrative here. And that's really problematic because this movie's trying so hard to have a take on Superman. Yeah, and have a take on the Superman as this reluctant messiah. He is essentially Jesus returning. But what if Jesus wasn't Jesus? What if, what do we do when a god comes to Earth and has to try and reconcile with that? And that is a truly fascinating idea, really interesting pursuit to take of like, what does he look like? And how do people deal with having a god they can't control? And what does that god do if he wants to be good or evil? And all that stuff is really noble, but it's just so awfully done in this.
Yeah.
That it's like, shit, guys, how do you waste that?
Yeah. That's the thing. They go more into it in Batman v Superman, obviously. That's a big thing of like, oh, he's a false god, and like the the graffiti and the people who are injured in Gotham suing them and all this sort of stuff. And they go into that, but this movie doesn't deal with it at all. No. And I don't know. Like, obviously, there's another major point in this movie that I feel like everybody has memed and criticized. His dad being like, no, don't save me, son. Let me just die So even though you could just fly quickly and save me, and people would
Yeah.
have no idea what the hell's happened. Like, just watch me die and have this trauma, and I'm going to leave your mum, a single mum, a widow, forever with the mortgage as well, because they foreclose her in the sequel. So he's going to leave her with that on her own. He's not going to provide for her anymore because we don't want people to know you're Superman. What's your thoughts on that when you first watch it and watching it again, Grana?
Yeah, it's pretty silly. It's pretty stupid. It's like the there's enough room for Jack on the door at the end of Titanic. Like, it's one of those moments where it's just it's I don't know. It doesn't make any logical sense, but it's required for them. Well, they think it's required for them to continue the plot.
It's even worse than I remember, because after he saves the bus of kids, he kind of scolds him where he's like, you can't keep doing this. And he's like, what am I meant to do? Let the bus full of children die? And he's like, a tough one. You gotta,
he offers no good advice there, right? He's like, it's a crap situation. Sorry, mate.
Let your friends die.
Yeah, what is he trying to teach him there? Is no matter what, because he keeps saying you're the most important being to ever exist. You can do so much good. He's like, but you can't be known. It's like, so what do you?
But you can't be good. You can't do.
Yeah, it's it's a weird thing. It's like, what are you trying to teach him that you got to wait until the exact right moment? What is the right moment? It's such a. And yeah, you're right. There's never any advice given. There's never any son, I'm proud of you. It's just yeah, Kevin. He's weird. Kevin Costner can do a lot on just his gravelly voice and his charisma. He's a pretty shit dad. Yep. And yeah, the whole
even like a platitude or a moral, with great power comes great responsibility. Something like that would at least give it some gravitas and make it make some sense. But we don't even get that. It feels very pointless.
It's a weird phase that his son's gone through. He's just like, son, please just don't wear that out. That's just this is a family outing. Just do this. Let's have a good time. These are good Kansas people. We don't be doing your superpowered thing all over everybody.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
It would have been cool to I was wondering if they were going to take it that way and be like, oh, he's not actually that good of a dad. He's kind of a bit of a. Oh, maybe it's not even that. He's just really scared for his son, and he's like, I don't want you to ever leave or be found out. And so he's actually being irresponsible because he's worried. But it's not. It's kind of like this sage-like advice that's just shit advice. And
do you guys buy Lois Lane and Clark Kent's relationship in this movie? It feels I like Amy Adams in this. I like her as the investigative journalist who's trying to get to the bottom of the story, but then they totally undermine her by making her, Superman's sidekick for half the movie. I don't know. I don't buy their relationship at all in this movie.
You don't think they have chemistry?
Not really, and I feel like it's any that they try to put in there, they just rush through so fast.
Yeah, it's a problem with all of them. Again, the Lois and him. I guess that's why there's these TV shows that are literally about Superman and Lois, because that's kind of the interesting part. Is that relationship? These movies need to have that, but they can't spend too much time doing it because they need to spend time with all the other drama. Yeah, I'm the same as you. Amy Adams is great. I think.
And she's good in
general.
This. She's good.
Yeah, that's right. Much better than Kate Bosworth, but similarly, not a great relationship. Nothing to really report or tell home about.
But yeah, I've heard a lot of commentary recently, especially with the new Superman coming out, of people going back and revisiting this and commenting on the lack of chemistry between Amy Adams and Henry Cavill.
I seem to remember that it's better in Batman v Superman and stuff. I could be wrong, but I think do they flesh it out? There's that scene where he climbed into the bathtub with her
in the bathtub, fully clothed. He's a madman.
Yeah, not a smart choice, but I feel like there's a bit more in that maybe. But yeah, in this one, not a lot.
Nah, the second one is more about the chemistry between Batman and Superman
and Gal Gadot. Just acting her little heart out.
And Jesse Eisenberg, don't forget about him. You couldn't forget about him.
How could I? He's the best villain.
The red capes are coming. Anyway, yeah, it's okay. Before we move on, what do you think of the final decision to kill Zod to save them people?
Absolutely.
He's
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, of course you would. I would
Yeah.
kill him straight away.
Anyone who says that the trolley problem's a problem is an idiot. All right, you kill the one person to save the 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just
I feel like
basic maths.
the whole moral of like not killing anyone makes no sense when it comes to the supervillain, right? Like the supervillain is the head of the snake. It's the one you chop off. It's the thing you kill.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I've always found that moral dilemma kind of stupid.
Especially when like you kind of are responsible for your dad dying. Like you just watched him die. Like you've dealt with that. Like kill this guy off. Maybe it would have made sense if he had this like trauma flashback and he saw his dad there with the family, and the dad was like, "Don't save us, son. Let us get lasered." You know, like we don't want to reveal ourselves. But it just, I don't know. It never felt like something that should be worth having a moral dilemma over.
Should that have been his dad's advice? Like, if a supervillain ever comes, don't kill him. Don't do it, Clark. That would have been good. That would have been a good final bit of advice. Just like, I don't know, but if he ever comes to Earth, just don't kill him, okay?
It's probably why Martha let him die too. She was like, whatever. And she's like, he's an asshole.
It's terrible advice.
Better off without him.
Terrible husband.
Let the hurricane take him. Son.
He also hit me.
Probably beat Martha. Poor Martha. Typical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird, like, it's an overused dilemma in a lot of those things.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, like, it's interesting if it's something like Batman, where it kind of really mines that for an interesting psychological look, or it's done really well in Avatar, The Last Airbender, where it's like he has this strict moral code of like, I literally cannot do this, and it actually fleshes it out. But in most other things, even in Spider-Man, sometimes like just kill a dude, just put some web in him, just choke him out with web, just break his limbs.
Stop
like,
pulling your punches. Yeah.
Because and same with this, I'm like, he's literally going to kill the destroy the entire world. What else are you supposed to do, man?
Yeah, like he's literally trying to like terraform the entire planet. Maybe kill the dude, you know? Like he killed your dad as well. Like your actual dad, the good one, not the wife beater, like Russell Crowe. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I remember watching this being excited that Stabler from Law and Order SVU was in it, and I was like, oh, he's gonna make his return to Hollywood, you know, but he never really did much after this.
Is he the general? Or
The general.
Maloney,
He takes out the
Maloney,
chick. He quotes her before driving right into the ship, you know, kamikaze, which was really cool.
Pretty baller.
Yeah, pretty baller. He killed her. Superman couldn't kill her.
Yeah.
did what Superman couldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the cast of villains is also very boring. Like they might as well all be clones of each other. Like no one has any different powers or anything like that. They're just all super soldiers.
Yep.
Very dull.
Yep. All
Very dull.
very unremarkable.
All right, shall we move on to Superman? 2025. Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old-fashioned. That's an interesting synopsis.
Are we going full left or full right for this pod? It's one or the other.
Full left.
Who do we really? Who's going to really be listening more?
Well, okay. So, Conan, you just seen this recently? I'm guessing very recently.
24 hours ago.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on this movie? We haven't had a chat.
Yeah. No, that's true. Actually, I wanted to ask you guys first though, because I think I'm still a little bit processing. What are your? So I've already seen your letterbox scores, so I know that you guys are full woke heads.
I forgot what I gave it on Letterboxd.
You gave it a 4. I was nearly going to give it a 4.5 because I wanted to like it more than Luke. Because I think I really, really like this movie, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I think Conan might bash me for it. He might tell me I'm not a real cinephile because I like a superhero movie. But from top to bottom, I really enjoy. Like, is it a perfect movie? No, but I really, really had a good time watching it. I think it's full of really, really good performances. I like this version of Superman. He's just a good guy, right? Like he's just trying to do good. There's no edge to him at all. He's not bubbling under the surface as a villain. He's not. Yeah,
Like,
he's not spying on Lois Lane.
no.
Like he's just a good guy trying to do good, and I don't know. I think Lex Luthor's really, really interesting in this movie. What's the actor's name? Where is he? Nicholas Hoult. He's great. Lois Lane. Oof.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. Everything. I top to bottom, I really enjoyed this movie.
So I've seen this movie twice now. So I went and watched this with my boy Grant. We have podcast night where we watch movies together, the whole gang.
Must be nice.
And
I saw this last night in the cinema by myself.
Standing invite, always, Conan.
Everyone around was with their families or their friends, and I was like a fucking loser.
He looked around and saw all the other people reviewing it for their podcast, like, oh, I can't wait till we go talk about this for our podcast.
That's right. And actually, I found my people, and now I've got a better podcast that I'm going to start with all of them. And we all hate Superman because we're not.
Anyway, and then I took my kids and my wife to go see it during the week as well, because with school holidays, our cinemas are usually not open during the week, so it was a novelty that it was open on a weeknight. So I was like, oh, let's go watch Superman. And I had fun with it, so I thought the kids would enjoy watching it. My kids loved it. My son says it's his favorite movie ever, which it was a surprise. My wife hated it. My wife really did not like this movie.
Really?
She legitimately walked out during it.
Holy shit.
In possibly one of the best scenes. I was so disappointed because I was like, oh, she must really need to go to the toilet. And she's like, I didn't really need to go that bad, but I was like, I'm going to just go and have a break from this movie for like 10 minutes. She just found it a sensory nightmare. Like, I don't know, just all the stuff happening and CGI. She's not a big action person. And so she was just like, this movie is chaotic. I don't know. It's triggering me, this movie. But I had a blast. I had a blast watching this. Like, it was just a good, fun movie. And I think everything they chose to do was the right decision. I think starting it as in he's established, we get a rundown of like his history. He's already in a relationship with Lois Lane. We don't have to have this whole thing of, which you figure out at the start, like, you're like, oh, she's kind of onto him. She's like, oh, how do you keep interviewing Superman? And you're like, oh, like, what excuses is he going to come up with? But then you find out, they're already in a relationship and have been for a few months. I love the intro of it going like 300 years ago, this happened, 30 years ago, 3 weeks ago. And then it was like, I don't know, I got really like excited when it was like 3 minutes ago, he lost his first fight. And I was like, oh, that's a cool way to start a movie. I've been listening to the score for the last week. I think the score is really good. It does something different of creating like an iconic Superman theme, but I really like it. Lex Luthor's great. You can just tell he just hates him. He hates the idea of him. And you can just... Nicholas Hoult is really good. Him and Lois Lane's chemistry together is really good, I think. I think they work really well.
Yep.
Mr. Terrific is terrific. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, so funny.
Yep, he's really good, yep.
Everything in this movie really works for me. Yeah.
And I'll just say before we pass to you, Conan, I really like the tone of this movie too. Like, it feels quite unique in the superhero universe. I was worried it was just going to try to be very funny, like Guardian style, but it feels goofy but earnest to me in a lot of ways. Yeah. Again, not a perfect movie. I do have a few little niggles here and there, but I really, really, really enjoyed it. Here we go. Conan hated this.
He's looking at himself. He's boiling with hatred.
I'm just going to play this 20-minute interview with Ben Shapiro to express all my feelings about
it.
Yeah. No, I didn't hate this movie at all. I think I was expecting to love it because all the reviews are so freaking positive. Like, 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And now, if anyone knows anything, Letterboxd is the holy grail of all movie criticism. So what it says goes. And so for us, I was like, shit, this must be one of the best movies ever made. So I was expecting it to be kind of blown away. And I wasn't. Did still like it. It is still really good. I like the take on it of I like the fact that this is essentially a political film. This is James Gunn addressing current America, almost basically saying it outright. Like the quote at the top, the one thing that liberals and conservatives can agree on, and obviously it's a fantasy because conservatives would never agree that billionaires are bad. But the whole, just this very thinly veiled sense of like, this is what's going on in America, and it's an immigrant story.
In the world as well, though.
It's telling
a few things.
And there's countries invading, and there's people profiting, and there is fascistic governments in sort of power, and the fantasy of like that one person just doing good and really just being good and never being like, what is good? Just kind of being like, it's good. Like everyone knows what good is. You try to do the best for people, and you try to do what in a basic sort of human ethical sense. It's not a huge question, which the other Man of Steel spends a lot of time trying to figure out, like what is good versus evil, and it's like no, there's worth considering, but at the same in the meantime, don't let billionaires rule the things. Don't kill people. These are all pretty objectively good facts. And so I like that this movie doesn't meander and be like, let's figure this out. It's like, no, it's very obvious. And he's an immigrant, and people hate him because he's an immigrant, because they think that he might be willing to bomb their country. And like all of this stuff is really clever. And a Superman is inherently a political figure. But the other movies don't really address it all. The fact that like it is meant to be American exceptionalism, and that is a loaded concept. And every time when that movie, all the comics and all the movies should address that in some way. So bravo to James Gunn for doing that, for actually being like, yeah, this is an American concept and that's political. And here's what the politics of today is. It's problematic, but we can actually change and be better and fix it. That being said, this movie is very James Gunny. I like James Gunn, but I'm starting to wonder if he can make one type of movie, and it's a James Gunn film. Like, it's got all the same humor. He lets animals do a lot of the emotional heavy lifting. Like Crypto works hard in this, and really is like, yes. But there's this rule in screenwriting: save the cat. You show up the character saving a cat in the first few pages, your audience will be invested in them forever. It's a cheap tactic to be like, how do you sell emotional investment? And James Gunn is literally just like on the first page, like, fuck yeah, Space Dog. And that's fine. He does that in all of his movies. That's fine. But then also I think the movies, it's pretty stuffed. I think there's too much going on. Like we have one scene with Perry White, really. Like Wendell Pierce gets no... Why have Wendell Pierce if he's not going to act? There's just a lot going on.
Has Wendell Pierce ever done anything good?
No. He's never done the greatest TV show ever put to...
Breaking Bad. I don't remember him being in that.
That's because you're an idiot.
Yeah, like it is very James Gunny, but I was expecting that going in. I knew at one point there'd be a song playing with the character taking out a bunch of guys,
100%,
and it's great, though. And like my son has been listening to that song on repeat for the last week, and he like realized that's the scene my wife walked out on right before Mr. Terrific owns all them guys. That's when she decided to take a break, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
But that's because she's probably seen that scene.
Yeah,
like
she's
5
like,
times.
It's Guardians. It's like it's.
It's exactly the same.
It's the exact same. You're right.
Yeah.
He does, and he loves to have like a fight in the background. Like there's, I mean, I enjoyed it in this too, where Lois and Clark are like, they're having a deep and meaningful about their relationship, and in the background they're fighting a space imp. It's still fun. I don't know. It still gets me.
Oh, like the thing is, right? We've been talking and watching all these movies, and I watched Batman v Superman and Justice League, and a bit of Justice League Snyder Cut. So I've seen a lot of Superman in the last week. And like the thing is, we keep talking about how do you make Superman interesting, and this did it for me for the first time. Like Superman feels like a real person. Like you picture, as much as I love Henry Cavill, and he's like reloading guns, arms, and stuff like that. Picture him like talking to Lois Lane about like him trying to do good, and he's like standing there looking off in the distance, like, what am I if not good? And then like this guy's human, and he's frustrated, and he's like, I did this because they were doing bad things. They were killing people. Of course, I'm gonna fly and grab the president and chuck him on a cactus. Like he's like, and like their argument about him being interviewed and like is so real, I feel like, and like it's a 12-minute talking scene pretty early on in this movie, and it flies by. Like it's really entertaining to watch like them go back and forth, and it feels like a real conversation between a real couple where if one of you were a superhero and you were doing this moral thing where you're like, you know what, I am going to abuse my power and go do this thing and do this thing without much authority over what I'm doing because I'm reacting emotionally to things, and I'm like, no, that's not right, so I'm going to make a stand for it and not think about the political side of it at all, is really interesting. Like him talking to Lex at the end about like his struggles and stuff like, he just feels like a real person that has superpowers as opposed to an alien who doesn't act like a normal human being would in any situation.
Yeah.
And it makes the film, I don't know, it has so much heart. It's just good to watch a movie and feel good about people doing good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And only people like Lex Luthor.
It's like it's a fantasy, and that's fine. I don't need that fantasy right now. I think that's where a lot of the reception has come from. I think a lot of people are like, it's so nice to see the idea that the world's woes and the America problem can be fixed with this. And it's like, I don't know. I don't need that. I don't need to escape the reality because it's not an escape. Because as soon as it's over, reality still exists there. So
I don't know.
that doesn't work for me.
It's a good reality and a good escape for me to now picture all these idiots and trolls online are monkeys sitting in some warehouse just screaming at the screen.
Yeah,
that part was
like, good moment. Yeah,
I'm like, I'd like to believe that. That would make a lot more sense of all these people online and stuff like that. But I don't know. That was very funny. That's the thing. Like the emotion of this is good. Like Lex Luthor killing that dude. How quick and brutal it is. Like the second roll of the roulette gun, it's just boom, and he's like, "Oh, I thought that'd take a lot longer. Whoopsie. I'll come back tomorrow, I guess, and we'll continue this interrogation." It's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Like this is definitely the best take on I think all these characters. Again, of the ones that I've seen into this trilogy, like David Corenswet is the best Superman we've had so far.
He's great. He's really good.
Because I think Henry Cavill's problem is he's too handsome. Corenswet is like he's good looking, but he's not like a bodybuilder. He is I mean, he fits really well. Like Rachel Brosnahan might be my dream girl. She's just amazing in this. Like Nicholas Hoult is an incredible Lex Luthor. Like all of this works. Absolutely. And like, the character is actually interesting. He's not just like he's truly kind of evil. It's like for this, but not just kind of for the sake of being evil. It's like he has real reasons for being pissed off because he's really friggin' smart. And he hates this idea of an alien being the best human on Earth. And that's a cool idea. And that scene you mentioned where they're talking and arguing, that's probably like, that was the standout of the movie. Just those two people being like, yeah, there's real chemistry and having a real conversation. And you're right. He's just kind of like, I did the right thing. Why is that a problem? And that's the interesting dilemma is like the incompatibility of the right thing with the pragmatically best thing. Because obviously we live in a world where doing the right thing isn't always easy. We lie to people all the time, and that's actually the quote unquote best thing to do, rather than tell a truth that doesn't make anything good and only hurts feelings and stuff like this, right? And it's that idea of like, rather than trying to figure out what is good, it's like, what does good do? What function does good serve? And is it the person can someone do good if they're bad? Can someone be good inherently? All that stuff's really interesting. So all that stuff works. And I think this is a good film. I just want like some of the James Gunniness of it. I think tired me out a bit.
I think that's fair enough. But yeah,
did you like the kaiju fight? The little thing that grows really big.
No, I found no, not really.
Not with
he
Green
saves
Lantern
a squirrel
in the eye. He shoved it, like jabbing in the eye over and over again.
Yeah, like there was some funny moments, but I don't know. I feel like it went for a while.
Guy Gardner's funny. Nathan Fillion's funny.
Yeah, he's
good. He is. He's
like, you got a secret harem? What? You've been holding out on me?
The use of the word harem so much in this movie.
Funny.
And Bradley Cooper's cameo as Jor-El is really funny, I think.
Yep.
And
there's a lot of the Guardians get cameos in this. Like Pom Clementif is one of the robots. Like
yeah, which is funny. But that's an interesting take on his family. Yeah, but sort of that his dad's not his space dad is not actually a great guy. He's like going, essentially said go and take over this world. What did you guys think of his Earth parents, the Kents?
They can kind of come across as stereotypes of like they seem really, I don't know, southern and slow. Of like when she's like yelling in the phone, But there's a charm to it, and I really like the conversation the dad has with him on the porch. Like it's so simple. Like it's not a deep thing of like, if I'm ever in a hurricane, let me die, son. Like he's talking about like a burrito shop down the thing. Like it's like, I don't know, it's stuff my dad would say to me when we finally see each other after months, He's like, oh yeah, went and saw this or something like that. Like it feels human. I don't know. I like their dynamic, and yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I liked his parents. I didn't.
Yeah,
Right?
no,
You
I
hated him, I'm guessing?
no, I feel like they're played more for laughs than anything. Like they're played as real, just like dumb country bumpkins. And I don't have any
I don't
investment
know
of
if they're
like
played for laughs. I got that.
they are definitely played for laughs. Are you kidding?
I
She's
don't think
yelling at
they're
the
meant.
phone for like a 10-minute
Yeah, but
scene.
I
That's the
don't
whole
think you're
point
meant
of
to be
that.
laughing like, "Oh my god, his parents are stupid." I don't think that.
I think that is 100% how that scene's meant to be done. But okay.
Grana, your thoughts?
I honestly don't remember the scene, to be honest. But I didn't walk away from it thinking, oh, the Kents are so stupid. Like, yeah, I don't know.
That says more about
Yeah.
you, Conan.
Sure. Okay.
Just picking on
This
Southerners.
is just your prejudices shining through, Conan.
Apparently. I know if you say one bad thing about James Gunn,
Yeah.
No.
got no place in the squad.
See, I went in with such low expectations.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. To be honest, like we went sort of opening night in our town. The critic scores were barely out. Like people were talking about it early, but I kind of didn't know what to expect. I kind of went in being like, is this going to be good or great, or is it going to be all right? And I'm not a big DC fan of the movies. Like every time someone raves about a DC movie, I'm always like, yeah, it was all right. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this. Mr. Terrific was really good.
He's great.
Like I said earlier, he was really good.
I liked is it Jimmy Olsen?
Jimmy Olsen, what a player!
Yeah,
Man,
he's
ladies man.
What's the girl on his phone has ugly toes or something like that? Like
Mutant toes.
mutant toes.
Yeah.
But she's secretly a genius, like taking selfies in front of all the evil plans. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like kudos for it not taking itself too seriously. Like the earlier two movies take themselves way too seriously. And yeah, it captures the whole essence of Superman, which is hope. And this is a hopeful film. That's good.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the conflict in Baravia. Conan, how do you feel about is it Baravian president guy and this obviously fake conflict?
Zlatko
land.
Burek.
Great actor. He's very funny.
Second time we've talked about him on the podcast. It's great.
What was the first time?
He's in Pusher.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, right.
He's in two of the Pusher movies. You guys are the worst.
I know.
Watching James Gunn films and forgetting about Nicholas Winding Refn. No one talks about him anymore. Yeah. It's a good plot idea. It's an interesting idea. Like this staged conflict because I guess Lex wants half a country for some reason.
But I love that he kind of admits like it's more just I created this conflict as an excuse to kill you,
just to get Superman
as a reason to get you cancelled. Basically, he hates Superman. It's really good. I like even that whole speech where he's talking about like the envy and stuff like that, and he's like criticizing idiots like Einstein and stuff like that, and like then he's like 1A, just having Ultraman punch him. Did you like Ultraman?
Yeah, he was fine.
I'll agree. Ultraman was just fine. The whole I've mastered all this moveset. I was like, it's cool. I suppose. Like I don't really care.
You know what I mean? At first I thought it was Henry Cavill, and I was like, oh my god, is that?
That would have been good casting. That would have been pretty funny.
Yeah.
The engineer was more interesting. I think, like her
powers,
like kind of giving up her humanity to have these powers, and she does this weird half backflip where her legs turn into her head, and like they have some fun with it, and then like pushing the nanites inside him to deprive him of oxygen, and I don't know.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah, and having like Metamorpho in the prison cell who just sits there with kryptonite was kind of fun.
He's a good actor as well. He's really funny.
I was shocked that the guy from Barry.
Barry. Hank.
I guess I was expecting him. For some reason, I thought that was his real accent. So the whole time I'm waiting for him to drop that. But yeah,
that scene was chaotic. That was like the whole Pixel River thing, and like I was like, oh my god, I was like, I can't tell what's happening at the moment. But I was like, it's too much. This is too much overload on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, and he's carrying the baby, and NoHo Hank is transforming into an octopus. I was like, this is all right. We're getting a bit too weird now. Let's pull it back a bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that pocket dimension. It was probably was too much. I'll agree.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that James Gunny stuff. I think I like his sensibilities where he's kind of irreverent, but also earnest at the same time, and so he can tap into a lot of that stuff. I don't really like, I think his action, like the Mr. Terrific on the beach is fun because it's just, yeah, dudes get like one guy dealing with 30 dudes and things flying around. I don't like when he does things like this where there's just a shit ton going on the screen. Or the same with the lizard fight where there's this giant lizard crushing things and 4 different characters flying around shooting beams and one's going for an eye and sort of, it's just meant to be kind of goofy fun. I don't. It's just it's
what
too
about
much.
when the Justice Gang stops the fight at the end? So guys putting up the middle finger, and he's running around like they intervene. They intervene in the war.
My son's favorite scene.
Yeah. Well, that's more. Yeah, that's not really an action scene. I guess it's more of like a superheroes are here.
Sure,
that's fine.
Okay.
Like, do you consider that an action scene? Is they come in?
No,
and
I guess not. I guess
stop
not.
a fight in like 30 seconds.
Okay.
we understand.
Push back if you disagree.
We can see where you stand on it, Conan. Let's ignore it.
I think James Gunn is better at, like, ironically, he's better at doing the other stuff. He's just, I don't think his action's very good.
I like his human stuff, and that's why I always like Star-Lord. Star-Lord, when he's being human and himself, is like why he's one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Like
Guardians are, for the most part, just about like these ragtag people sitting around and talking about how they need a family. And those movies are good for that reason. And there's heists in between it, and there's there's scenes like the opening of number 2 where they're fighting a monster. But those are, like, I think those are not the best parts. The best parts are just having these characters banter and talk and do this stuff. That's why the best part of this is him and Lois just talking.
Yeah.
For 12 minutes, like you said.
It is a really good scene. Yeah.
But then, when there's big parts in the middle of them fighting a lizard, like, I just kind of tune out.
Speaking on that scene again, like I love the stuff about, like, you know, she calls him out on him paying attention to the social media stuff. He's like, oh no, Superman doesn't have time for selfies. She's like, what is that? He's like, oh, it's a thing I'm trying to test out. And he's like, super shit. You know that one really gets to me.
It's good. It's good. And like, the reveal of that being monkeys at the end is great.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, for me, like looking back on that and remembering James Gunn kind of got half cancelled a while ago by some trolls and stuff, like, it's an interesting. It's interesting.
Only thing I would have rathered is if one of the monkeys was typing in like release the Snyder Cut or something like that. You know, like nobody wants that.
No, I do agree with you, Conan. I do think the action is the weakest part of this movie. I think it's serviceable for the most part, though. Like, I'll agree the Pixel River was too much. I wasn't the biggest fan of, like, his fight against Ultraman at the end. Didn't really do a whole lot for me.
Sorry, we didn't even mention that. That's really just goes on and on.
Yeah.
And I find really... And it's like, he shoots his action in a weird way. Like, that's shot in this weird grey cavern, like the ravine that's opened up, and it's just a bunch of grey. But even, I don't know what it is. I'm not a filmmaker, but like the angle he uses, I guess, or the way it's shot with a weird lens or something, and everything feels intentionally fake. And I think he's trying to make it feel like that. He's trying to make it feel like a superhero film, which again is fine, but it doesn't click with me.
Yep. Lois is really good. Their chemistry is good. I like the scene at the end where they go, oh, let's go do that interview now. And like they go have a secret rendezvous, and then they're just like, so how long have they been hooking up? Oh, about 3 months.
Yeah.
About 3 months.
Not a secret. Wow. And he knocks her up right there with his super sperm.
Yeah. And it's a callback to Superman Returns. Like she gives birth to a toddler, like already.
Right there and then.
Yeah. Yep. James Marsden's like, not again.
Yeah. And again, those scenes with him and her, like their breakup or sort of breakup, and that scene at the end where they sort of they ascend and they're holding each other. It's like, fuck yeah, James, that's what you should be doing. That's great shit. That's really, it's like I was caught up in that moment. It feels earned. It's really good. He's great at that stuff. He's really great at, I'm blanking on the word. Found families of like rascals. He's really good at all that stuff and people who don't quite fit in and getting that working.
Conan, just an aside, have you watched his Suicide Squad movie, James Gunn's Suicide Squad?
Yeah. I watched that. I watched Peacemaker season 1. Like I like his stuff mostly.
See, I've watching this because obviously Peacemaker makes a cameo. I was like, I really need to watch the Peacemaker TV show. because I heard some characters from this movie are in season 2 of that. I think maybe Mr. Terrific or
I think
Hawkgirl.
Hawkgirl is in season 1.
Yeah, okay. So
I
yeah,
could be wrong, but I think
I need to watch Peacemaker. I will say so. David Corenswet, didn't know much about him before this. Obviously, apparently he was in Pearl as the projectionist, which I've gone back and seen, and he was really good in that, which we watched that recently. He was in Twisters, so we'd actually watched 2 movies recently with him in it. But he's really good, and I've been watching, like, I don't know, he's been appearing on a lot of my like YouTube algorithm of like interviews with him, and he did a really fun podcast for 2 hours. He's such a charming dude. Like I really enjoyed watching the cast interviews. Like, seems like they all get along really good. And yeah, like, I don't know, it's a good cast, and I think he'll do well, sort of thing. He did a fun interview doing a lie detector test, and Nicholas Hoult asked him, like, if you had a choice between doing a Superman sequel, as in playing this again, or a character in Star Wars, who would you pick? And he was like, oh, Star Wars. Apparently he's a huge Star Wars nerd, and it's like,
yeah, he even gave this is the correct order to watch the trilogies in and stuff. He seems like a nice dude. I watched him eat a sausage roll this afternoon. Look at our algorithms doing it for us, right? Like,
yeah. Yep.
we truly live in the worst timeline.
Yeah,
I need to check out this sausage roll video. I hadn't seen it, so I'll add that to my watch list tonight.
It's Nicholas Hoult being like, "Oh, look, it's a sausage roll. I used to eat these when I was on my way home from school."
I love Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, it's good.
Such a good actor. I'm glad he's getting more recognition.
Yeah, he's having a good run. Nicholas
He
Hoult.
is.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens with him with Corenswet now, because this was like, even the Cavill narrative, even though Man of Steel was not well received, the narrative about Henry Cavill was bigger than that movie. You know, he was like a super great guy who's a huge nerd, and he's just really lovely, and everyone thinks he's the best. And even though his Superman sucks, he's awesome. And I think I wonder if it'll be the same for Corenswet, or if it'll be dulled because these movies are good, or if it'll be,
Henry Cavill kind of took that, like, Mission Impossible, Witcher, which was really popular for its first 2 seasons before they recast him. Like, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Yeah, I'm very curious, because I think Corenswet's got he's got good potential. He's got a good future ahead of him.
I think he's a better actor than Henry Cavill too. That's just my opinion, but
yeah, I did fully agree. I don't think Henry Cavill's bad. I think
I won't confirm or deny in case Henry Cavill's listening to this podcast. I really like Henry Cavill.
No, like, have you guys seen much of Cavill's other stuff? Like, aside from, have you seen Man from U.N.C.L.E. or Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare or anything?
I have seen Man from U.N.C.L.E. He's good in that, but
I think he's good in all that stuff.
What's that other movie he's in with
He's in Carlisle. Argyle.
Yeah, that's
not
right.
Carlisle.
Argyle,
yeah. It's a weird spy movie here.
I watched that. I watched
it's all right.
Mission Impossible Fallout, which is dope as.
Which Tom Cruise jumped out of a plane in that
Halo
movie?
jump. He did the actual Halo jump. It's crazy.
You can't do that.
People don't talk about that enough. But check out our Mission Impossible podcast if you want to hear us deep dive on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I remember when they announced this and James Gunn was taking over, and obviously there was all that controversy with The Rock and Black Adam and Henry Cavill appearing in the post-credit scene of that, apparently due to a demand from The Rock that he wanted him in there, even though apparently James Gunn was already in the process of recasting him. I was upset because I love Henry Cavill, and I was like, oh, that's a shame that Henry Cavill won't be Superman anymore. But I'm okay with it. It's a completely different direction, and like, yeah, David Corenswet is really good. So
yeah. It would be weird if this was still Cavill.
Yes. It would.
Yeah. Do you guys want? Because this was like a defining movie for the DCU's fate now. Like, if this was not a success, it would call everything into question. Do you guys want this to be part of a big extended universe with sequels and?
Oh well, it is. They've confirmed this is basically this, like, not the start of the DC universe, like Peacemaker, Suicide Squad was, but they've talked about already what their plans are for the sequel to this. They said it won't be like a Superman 2, but obviously we're getting Supergirl. We saw Millie Alcock as Supergirl at the end of this movie as well.
Yep.
And they said, Superman will play part in these other movies before they talk about a sequel for that.
But they're not,
my question is,
Yeah.
Is Pattinson in this, or is they going to do a new Batman?
No, I reckon that's just like that's a pocket dimension.
People are calling for it. People are like, it'd be great contrast, but I don't know.
It would be strange. It would be strange.
It would be an absolute mess. Well, this is what's interesting. Like the DCU movies all have very distinct things. Like the Batman is super different to this. And the reason why I mainly ask is because James Gunn's talking a lot about Clayface, which is coming in next year. Clayface is obviously a Batman villain, but
Clayface is the villain in Batman too.
But he's been insistent on saying this is a full-on standalone horror film, like full horror, no action horror, fun horror, like true proper horror. And so I'm like, yeah, do you have? And the whole reason Marvel worked was because they were the same tone films that they nailed. So how do they like? What does that look like? Do they have two different universes going side by side? Where it's like 1 year they have canon, and then the next year they have a non-canon movie, and it's just like, oh, that was fun.
Like, I mean, the comic books have done this forever, though, right? Like, you get your team up comic books.
Your own DC comic movies that aren't tied to each other.
And I don't know. I'm keen to see his approach, because the other thing he's been saying is like, oh, post-credit scenes aren't going to tease the next movie because I didn't like that they made me have Thor in Guardians of the Galaxy. And so he's just like, I don't want one director to decide what the next director's got to do with their characters. And I don't know. I think he's taking a really smart approach. I'm really keen to see where he goes with it. Whether it's just a bunch of disjointed movies that are all good, or it's a cohesive DCU, I'm fine either way. I'm along for the ride at this point.
I don't think there's a desire there to get to Justice League. I don't think people are watching this being like, oh, I can't wait till eventually we get to the Justice League of this universe and see people all meet up. Like,
but isn't that what it's going to be? That inevitably is what it leads to.
We get Justice Gang already. We already have Justice Gang. They're better.
I think Justice Gang will be Justice League, right? Like, that's what they're implying, is they haven't decided on the name yet.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm sorry, Justice Gang is already way cooler than Justice League. Sorry, Guy Gardner's hair alone.
Oh, what a cut.
What a cut.
What a cut.
384 women agree with that.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion is really good at this.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about the fact that Rachel Brosnahan and Corin Sweat got paid $750,000 for this, while James Gunn got paid $15 million?
Nicholas Hoult got paid $1.5 million.
Yeah.
But he's a bigger name. He's a bigger name. He got double their salary.
But James Gunn also got paid. This is in addition to his seven-figure CEO as salary as CEO. That's fucking nuts.
I mean, he made the movie.
Does he have more money than? Well, no, not those people. There's other people who are too rich. Is James Gunn very rich now?
It's kind of crazy to think this doesn't happen if he didn't get cancelled, because he got legitimately he got cancelled, which is then when he went and started writing Suicide Squad for DC and signed a contract with them. Then the response to the cancellation got him back for one last Guardians movie, but he'd already basically aligned with DC from that point because of it getting cancelled and kicked out of. Because remember, he was fired from Guardians 3. He wasn't going to be the director. And then now so he's obviously been like, oh, I'm now with DC. Peace out.
So what you're saying is that
Disney
cancel culture is the best thing that
can happen. It's a net positive
for James Gunn.
For
silly tweets.
You know, what you're saying is there still hope for Kevin Spacey yet?
Probably not.
There's two different kinds of cancel culture here, though.
Yeah,
I tweeted something stupid.
His witnesses do keep turning up dead, so maybe Kevin Spacey will walk free eventually. So who knows? Bryan Singer as well. Justice for them.
Justice for the Justice League. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. All right. Shall we rank them? Do you want to rank Supermans, like not the movies, but the Supermanses, the actors playing them?
Corin Sweat, Cavill.
Yeah, there's not even a question.
Which is surprising.
I don't know.
Coming into this.
Yeah. No, maybe you're right. I think there's an argument to be made for Cavill being the most Superman of the Supermen, but no, I think I agree. Corin Sweat. Dean Cain will always be my Superman.
Ranking Lex Luthor's, we're including Jesse Eisenberg's. So I know Conan's ranking already.
Yeah, Eisenberg, and
Nicholas Hoult. Well, we've
Yeah,
got
Hulk.
Kevin Spacey, Nicholas Hoult, and
Eisenberg.
It's not.
Eisenberg.
Yeah, he's not in Man of Steel.
He's not in Man of
actually in
Steel,
Man of
but we're
Steel,
going to
no.
rank the Lex Luthers. Let's do it.
Yeah, then Nicholas Hoult, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
And Eisenberg last, eh?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I might have him second.
Yeah, okay.
Different.
I generally,
It's
I don't
different.
remember. I remember not liking Jesse Eisenberg's
Yeah.
whole
He's
like,
very
playing
extra.
playing Mark Zuckerberg as
Mark
Lex
Zuckerberg
Luthor.
with severe autism and
yeah, I didn't love that take.
No.
yeah, I don't know. I just can't support Kevin Spacey, so I put Jesse Eisenberg second.
We're not
Yeah,
supporting.
we're
Kevin
bad people
Spacey.
for putting him second, right?
We're not. It's,
I'm gonna guess this is gonna be where we get cancelled.
yeah, but that's going to get us successful. We'll come back in a blaze of glory, just like James Gunn.
Now,
Yes.
Lois Lane's ranking Lois Lane's obviously Kate Bosworth number 1 for everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you through the face.
No, I think it's very
again,
similar.
I don't think we're allowed to rank women.
This is literally Rachel Brosnahan 1, 2, and 3. In all the other ones, when you watch it, I'm just like,
Are you such a
why
hater of
isn't-
Amy Adams as well?
no, but I'm just like, why isn't Rachel Brosnahan here? Why isn't she? She's just better.
Fair enough.
Kate Bosworth was
She is
bad in that
great.
movie.
She's amazing. And Kate Bosworth was bad. You're right.
She was. All right.
Ranking
right.
super dogs.
Superman movies for me. It's 2025. Man of Steel. Superman Returns, I think.
See, Superman Returns critic score surprises me. Like it's
Yeah.
like 20 points higher than Man of Steel. It's Superman 2025, Man of Steel, Superman Returns.
I mean, its Metacritic score is higher than Superman 2025, which just boggles
That's
my mind.
insane.
Yeah.
68 versus 72, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bananas.
My assumption is all the reviewers, right? They would have been like people who saw the originals as a kid, and they would have seen this as a faithful sequel, I think.
Yep.
Because we cannot overstate the fact that in Superman Returns it has Marlon Brando. Like it is a direct sequel. Yes, it's different actors and everything, but it is the whole plot is like, hey, remember the court case in that movie? He got off because you were away. It's like, oh yes, I am continuing that narrative. It's a direct sequel.
I didn't know that it was a direct sequel.
Yeah, I barely picked up on any of that.
I thought, it's an interesting thing for a reboot to talk about all this stuff that happened in the past. Like I thought it was similar to how Superman 2025 is just like we're catching you up. You know, we've already had these interactions in the past that we haven't seen and all that sort of stuff. But yeah,
Did you guys not know Marlon Brando was in the originals? There you go.
I didn't know Marlon Brando was in Superman Returns until I looked at IMDb. So didn't realize it was him.
Do you not know what he looks like?
I picture him as the Godfather.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's all I picture him as. And he wasn't all like, never mess with the family, he wasn't like that. So I didn't know that it was him.
That was a spot on.
It was good.
Destination. Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon that's why they're just like they were brought back to their childhood seeing this and were like, hooray.
Yeah.
Whereas for all of us real film goers, we were like, what is this shit?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so Man of Steel is better than Returns. Returns is just boring as hell. Man of Steel at least has some interesting ideas.
Yep. And Russell Crowe.
And Big Russ.
Yeah, Big Russ.
All right. That's this made-up nonsense trilogy that we came up with of all these Superman reboots.
Yeah, but let's never do one, and
we'll never do that again. Next fortnight, the Fantastic Four movies have been done 3 times also. So we're gonna back to back rank and rate superhero remakes.
4 movies.
Yes.
I might not make it through the next 2 weeks. I might have an aneurysm or something.
No, it's gonna be fantastic.
At least one of these is fantastic. We'll see if
is it?
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, the new one.
No, I like one. I like at least one of the ones that have been released already.
Oh, okay.
I was famously a big fan of the first 2 when they came out. So
Famously. Everyone's talking
everyone
about it.
knows,
The best people talk about it.
I bought the Fantastic Four PS3 game, which had 4 on IGN. So
I remember in school everyone would be like, "That's Luke. He loves."
Man, see how he's over there saying it's clobbering time. That's a reference to the Thing from Fantastic Four, his favorite movie of the summer. He posts about it on his Bebo all the time.
Bebo. Oh, Bebo.
That's funny. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Like we said, check us out next fortnight for Fantastic Four, the 4 Fantastic Four movies. We'll rank and rate them, see how bad they are. This podcast was brought to you by something that's not bad, Conan's book, The Taste of Iron and the God Grotesque. Check them out on Amazon. They're a great read. Please tell your friends about us. Rank us on iTunes and Spotify and YouTube. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell. And we'll catch you next time.
Up and Adam.